station.
Showtime.
The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Hurts going to take it. Quarterback run all the way, and he's got a first down. Ball comes out. Keyshawn Nixon has got it for Green Bay. He had 43 yards all night. He gets 41 there, the longest play of the game on either side. Shoulder, pump fake, end zone. It is caught for the touchdown, Devontae Smith.
This impacts a lot, whether or not they're able to get a touchdown or if they have to try to settle for 3.
Jacobs bends it back and fights his way for the touchdown. Wow. It's Jacobs. Flag flies. Jacobs is brought down, and the ball was out. 3 misses over the last 2 games for McManus. Here we go. Snap was low, and the kick no chance. And this game belongs to Philadelphia as they win it 10-7.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Lapp.
So this is what we're doing now. Losing back-to-back games at home. This is what we're doing now? I feel awful for Packers fans who stayed up late last night thinking, well, it's been ugly. They haven't played well, but they could still win this game. So I'm going to commit, and I'm going to hang, and I'm going to watch whatever the hell that ended up being. Packers lose. It was ugly. It was embarrassing yet again. I thought that the low point was last week, losing the way they did to that team. This might be the low point, Gabe. This might be the low point because your defense played well enough to beat the defending champs. Now, are they the same iteration of the Eagles as they were last season? No, not yet. But they've got talent all over the field. And your defense came to play, shut it down, held them to 10, and you can't put the ball in the end zone more than that Josh Jacobs Herculean effort. This might be the low point of the season.
And not even, like, close to getting into field goal range, right? Like, they had the one drive that resulted in a touchdown. Last week, at least, they moved the football. They just sucked in the red zone. They just sucked moving the ball all over the place tonight. Or last night. It was just bad. All around bad. This offense isn't very good. The offensive line isn't very good. The playmakers aren't very good. Josh Jacobs isn't as good as he was last year. It's bad. It's bad. And that's the thing. I don't know how they find and how they get themselves out of this funk. Because it doesn't look like there's an end in sight.
The loss stings, but how would we feel if McManus ties it up and then they squeak it out in overtime? We still wouldn't feel great.
But I'd feel better.
We'd feel better than we do.
But you're still in the driver's seat then, right? Like, at least you're in the driver's seat of, all right, the division, everything is still, and I guess everything still is in front of them with 5 divisional games still to go. Your margin for error is a lot smaller now in those games because you've lost the 2 games the last 2 weeks the way that you have. But if they find a way to steal a win, Chew, at least it's a win. Like,
yeah, and then you got another week to right the ship.
Winning's always better than losing. Like,
yeah, it's just I did not see the offense playing this poorly. Is it time? I just think these receivers are just so average. I really do.
You think it's the receivers, huh?
Well, Jordan's not seeing things.
Jordan played terrible.
He's not seeing things.
We have defended Jordan. We have said that we think he can be the guy because, again, you have seen flashes from him. You have seen stretches from him. You have seen that it's in there, this ability to read a defense, go through your progressions, find the open man, create a rhythm, all of these things that are very basic to the quarterbacking position. You have seen them. But then a night like last night shows up, Chew, and it goes, what the hell happened? I heard last week, I want to say this very quickly. I heard last week, I think it was Chris Canty on Unsportsmanlike. It must have been after the Panthers game. Say that Jordan Love is the most Jekyll and Hyde quarterback in the league. And I was like, ooh, that's interesting. I think he might be right, Gabe. I think he's the guy who plays, who you've seen play really, really well. Again, not consistently. And then play really, really bad. Yesterday was bad, guys.
Is Hyde the bad one?
That's a great question. I don't know the answer to that. Is Hyde Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde?
Hyde is the bad one.
Dr. Jekyll is the doctor.
Correct.
He's playing more like Hyde. I mean, they have to accept Tucker Kraft's not walking through the door. And now Elton Jenkins isn't walking through the door. It is what it is. So when you play every week, and I've said it all along. I mean, you got to coach your A game every week when you're depleted. You got to A players have to carry the load and play like A players every week. Okay. And that's just not happening.
Chew, you need to help me with something because it seems like teams have figured out Matt LaFleur and how to get him to do what they want, and that is basically run the football because the Packers aren't very good at it. Just go into your too high shell, go into light boxes, and he's going to run the football. Even Jordan Love's going to run the football. They're not going to check out of it, as we saw on 4th and 1 last night, late into the game. How do you get to a point where, defenses clearly want to play too high? I think every defense wants to play too high, but not every defense does. How do you get to a point where you dictate what the defense does instead of react?
Run the ball, because that way you get them out of two shell. That way you can run your play action
so they're just
game.
Because they can't run the ball.
Well, here's what
they can't run the ball. They just can't. They've been chasing these light boxes, and they had Jacobs was 3.5 yards per carry last night. They were under 4 yards again as a team. So what you're telling me is they're just screwed.
A stat I saw yesterday on Twitter was the Packers are one of 5 offenses to be under 1 yard. Under 1 yard before contact on their early down runs to halfbacks. If the offensive line is bad, then pivot. You have no other choice.
What I think it is I think defenses respect Josh Jacobs.
But they don't.
They don't. They're
no. Hold on. They don't respect the offensive line. They don't think this offensive line is very good.
Correct.
They don't think Rasheed Walker's a good run blocker. They don't think Banks is either. I mean, Banks had a key, even though there were 3 of them, Banks had a key false start, in the first half or second quarter. I'm not sure when it was, You can't, especially as a veteran player, you can expect it from young players to make knuckle-headed plays and stuff like that. But when you're a veteran like that, man, it's just, especially in a game like this where every play counts.
So in your pie chart of blame then, Chew, are you going offensive line? Is that bear the brunt of the weight? Because, look, plenty of blame to roll around. Defense is going to be spared from this, by the way, because we all agree, right? I want to make sure we're all in agreement. The defense played well. Not only did they play well, but we got some stats here about Micah Parsons. You guys were talking about how some of the corners played. Like, they played well enough to win that game. If you hold the Eagles to 10 points, you should win that game.
Simply put, they're Super Bowl good. That defense can win a Super Bowl. That, plain and simple, end of story, period.
Yes.
Move on.
So, pie chart of blame, Chew.
Most of it's going on LaFleur and Love. Because
75% between those two?
Yeah, probably. Love, you're being paid a lot of cabbage. And you're not playing like you're getting paid a lot of cabbage. And then just LaFleur's. I'll give you an example, guys, okay? And this goes to a coaching point. This is a very simple coaching point. The 4th and 1 in the 4th quarter. A huge play in the game, right?
Yep.
Huge play in the game. To me, as I look at that, that's either read zone or these coaches don't know what the hell they're doing. Because if it's not read zone, why do you have the quarterback showing to where the ball is running? Why aren't you going out the back door with the hopes of maybe drawing a linebacker or someone, just a flash to look at Love going out the back door? And if the play fake is good enough, that makes a difference. If you watch the play, he hands off And if it's not read zone, he follows Josh Jacobs. What are you doing? When I talk about plays off of plays, right? That's one of their favorite plays. He should always be going out the back door. So you run that 2 or 3 times in the game, and then you hit it and go out the back door. I don't see a rhyme or reason as to what they do. And the way we did it is like you had running plays, and then off of those exact same running plays, you have play action pass. I mean, it sounds like a small thing, but at the end of the day, Holmgren would always say, once you let the small crap go, you're going to let bigger crap go. And I think that's where this team is at.
I think the great point that's being made there, though, is that the offense has become predictable.
Yes.
Right? I mean, we saw the clip, obviously. Everybody saw the clip that was circulating on social media.
It comes down to a 4th down and 1.
It's inside zone this way. Inside zone this way.
Flag flies.
Eagles knew exactly where the play was going.
Yeah.
And that's how it ended up.
This is very simple to me, what's happening. I think there is a Grand Canyon-sized gulf between who's to blame here in Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur, and it's Matt LaFleur. Teams have figured out this offense. They know they can bait the Packers into less effective plays by playing too high shell. All they do is they line up in it and they say, run it at us because we're better off with you guys running the ball. And Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love, for whatever reason, have decided they don't like any of their pass plays against too high. They don't have any in the playbook they like. So they're going to run it. It's going to be less effective. In the press conference, Matt LaFleur said, our run game was effective. Well, it wasn't. By every measure that we have. You can do yards per carry. You could do EPA. On 1st and 2nd down runs in this game, the Packers had -10 cumulative EPA. They were putting themselves consistently behind the mark. And what did Matt LaFleur do to respond? He kept doing it over and over and over again.
Because
if you don't trust Jordan Love, that's one thing. Guess what? You're now coaching for your job, so you need to prove it's not you and it's him.
Well, I don't think it matters. Like if it's still if he does that, and I know we can talk to Jason about this in a little bit when he joins us, because Jason asked the let it rip question last night to both LaFleur and Love, because that was a turning point back in 2023, asking, hey, do we need to get back to that? Even if it is Jordan Love and they lose games, like that's it for Matt.
Yeah, and he should be very worried.
Yeah,
the way you performed on offense, the only team you haven't struggled since they figured you out was Pittsburgh, because they said, we want to stop Josh Jacobs, because Mike Tomlin thinks it's 2001 still. And that's the only reason. Every other team is forcing them into what they know is going to beat them. They know they aren't good enough, they aren't talented enough to continue and dink and dunk and not do the right things. It's a Matt LaFleur issue. He does not know what to do with the talent he has. And when you lose Tucker Kraft and you say, maybe we should switch things up again. Nope. 6 of the first 7 plays are running plays. What is that? What are you doing?
Well, when you've got wide receivers who track the ball by just thinking they decide they need to be a defensive back and then it hits them in the back of the head.
Why does Bo Melton have 5 targets, Gabe? No. Why is our wide receiver who converted to corner, who's now playing wide receiver, getting 5 targets?
Did he convert to corner?
Well, he played a lot in the training camp.
He convert to corner because he hasn't played a single snap of defense, Joshy. He only plays offense.
Why are they running a game plan like this? What is it?
Look, I'm not defending Matt LaFleur, but
I know I'm yelling at you because I want answers.
The answer is the team's not the offense, as talented as the defense is. The offense just isn't that talented. It's just not. The offensive line's been really good in years past. Is bad this year, and the pass catchers, as Chewy started the segment with, are average at best. Like, as much as Christian Watson can be a difference maker, the play I'm referencing where they go up top again, and he thinks it's overthrown to the point where he has to turn into a defensive back and hits him in the back of the head, you got to track that better, man. The difference between him getting $13 million and even just getting up to that $25 million level that I'm sure he wants to get to is really good wide receivers make that play. They go and make that play for their quarterback. And Christian Watson just was incapable of doing so, had decided that he needed to bail and become a defensive back. Like, seriously, if he just keeps with it, instead of hitting him in the back of the head, put up your hands and hit you in the face mask.
Well,
Like the offense just isn't talented enough, and Matt LaFleur doesn't have any answers. It's a really bad combination.
800-990-3776. Taking your reaction all morning long to the Packers' 10-7 loss yesterday to the Philadelphia Eagles at Lambeau Field. Back-to-back losses at Lambeau Field, I think for like the first time since 2013. I got a boatload of stats in front of me. I got a boatload of nuggets in front of me that are going to also articulate just how bad this game was. Love went 0 for 6, 3 sacks, 2 scrambles, and lost a fumble when under pressure. That again goes to the offensive line. Green Bay falls to 1-3 when holding opponents under 17 points. That's the most such losses in the NFL. They are holding teams to under 17 points. That's 4 games. They have lost 3 of them. This offense isn't good enough. This was by far the low point of the season when you add what they did the week before, when you take all the garbage narrative, the conversation, the comments that were made in the week leading up to this game about how they were still good enough and they could get it done and that, that was a wake-up call and all of those things you hear when a team suffers a bad loss. And then they go ahead and they essentially duplicate the effort on offense. 800-990-3776. We want your reaction this morning. Are you ready to kick Matt LaFleur out? Are you ready to make a coaching change? Matt LaFleur certainly on the hot seat after this coaching performance. Are you ready for that change? Jason Wilde is going to join us here on the show. I'm sure he will have plenty of insight from 1265. It's right after this.
It's back, the Black Friday event at Ewald Automotive Group. It's their biggest event yet. Shop vehicles with up to $10,000 off or 0% financing or 0 down. They'll do whatever it takes to move all remaining 2025s. Their biggest savings of the year, lowest interest rates, maximum trade values, and huge selection. Black Friday is back now at every Ewald location, and it all starts at ewaldauto.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got delays along 94 eastbound coming in from 84th Street all the way to Hawley Road. Westbound side's looking pretty good. We've got northbound 41 slowing down just before Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh. We got southbound backing up from the county line all the way to Good Hope Road. Other than that, we've actually got a pretty good ride shaping up at this point. No other major issues. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, morning flurries, then becoming mostly sunny, breezy, a high of 41. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 26. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Brighten up your home, workplace, or event with flowers and trust Welke's Milwaukee Florist to be your local florist. Welke's is family-owned and has delivered beauty for customers and businesses for well over 100 years. Join Welke's flower subscription so your home is always fresh, or discover the benefits of creating a corporate account and leave the work to them. Welke's Milwaukee Florist has locations in Elm Grove and at 56th and North in Milwaukee. Go to welkes.com, that's WELKES.com for more info and to place an order.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO-certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S., and they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit lakelandsupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
Hey Tom, I want a new hoop for the kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got mine from Precision Sports over 10 years ago. They helped me choose the right hoop, installed it, and even painted my court lines.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids. You want in on the autumn action at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee? Of course you do. With $300,000 in prizes, who wouldn't? November 1st through the 20th, play with your rewards card for entries. Thursdays, pick your win from a prize board. At the end of the night, all leftover prizes go to one winner in a jackpot drawing. Autumn action. It's going down at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra. At 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, it's a superior smooth taste worth playing for. Grab a Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer as you cheer your team on. Michelob Ultra, official sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks. Enjoy a Michelob Ultra at Kelly's Bleachers Big Ben, Distillery Richfield, Tom's Watch Bar in Milwaukee, and Maddie's in New Berlin. Please enjoy responsibly.
Give the gift of a special night out from the Bartolotta Restaurants. Purchase a gift card at bartolottas.com and get a $20 holiday bonus for every $100 you spend. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bartolotta Restaurants, and thank you, Milwaukee.
Ready, down, put. All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Jason Wilde is brought to you by Lakeland Supply. Lakeland Supply is in business to make your business better. Set up a free packaging and supply chain assessment at lakelandsupply.com. Exterior Pros, ready to tackle your home improvement project? Exterior Pros and Baths is giving $3,000 off roofing, siding, windows, or bath remodels this month. Visit extpros.com. Also brought to you by Century Foods. Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
It's a very good morning to get some insight from Jason Wilde about what the hell we watched last night. Packers losing to the Eagles 10-7 on Monday Night Football. Now back-to-back losses at home. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, everyone. How are you?
What time did you get to sleep last night?
3:12.
3:12.
Shudder. All right, well, we
All right,
really
good talking with you guys.
Really appreciate you hanging out with us this morning. Jason, what are they saying? What's going on with the offense? Why is it so anemic?
Yeah, it stinks. That's what's going on. Yeah, I love the word inconsistency because everyone seems to think that that's an explanation. And all that is describing in what way they're anemic, right? Why are you inconsistent? That is the piece of information I'm looking to know. I think the problem is just it's everywhere, obviously, right? I mean, I don't know what Love is thinking on the ball. Where I know he's trying to avoid the sack, so I guess I know the motive, but I mean that fumble. I mean, what are you doing? But of all the things that are at play here, I think it all starts up front, right? Like if your offensive line is short-circuiting everything, and then you obviously lose Elton Jenkins on top of it, I saw Aaron Banks miss a pretty critical block. I saw Jordan Morgan. There's just, I think it's probably giving us a greater appreciation for how good, that 03 group, 03-04 with Tausch and Cliffy and Wall and Rivera and Flanagan was. It's giving us a better appreciation for Sitton and Lang and Lindsley and Bakhtiari and Bulaga. Because, man, when you have that, and I understand those guys, had Hall of Fame quarterbacks at the controls, but when you have that, you can do so much more and do it effectively. There was a stat last night from Next Gen Stats that Love was pressured on 42% of his dropbacks. That's not a winning formula. I'm no football guru, but you probably need to protect better than that. Their run game, while they still had some production, continues to be hit or miss at best. So I think it starts there, but it doesn't end there.
Jason, you think these teams are playing two-shell, and the best way to get them out of two-shell, obviously, is to rush the ball, or the tight end has to own the middle of the field. It's not that they don't respect Josh Jacobs. They just don't think this offensive line is very good.
Yes, I think that's exactly it. I mean, I think Josh Jacobs is doing everything he can. But for a guy that was hoping that this year, and let's be honest, Goody's plan was for this year for Josh Jacobs not to get hit right away. I mean, how about the fact, the fourth down play, forget about the machinations of not taking a timeout, but the fact that the Eagles are shouting out the play. I mean, I talked to Josh Jacobs last night, and he heard that. And he's trying to figure out, what am I going to do here? Because they know exactly where I'm going. Like, what is he supposed to do there?
Well, his quarterback's supposed to call timeout.
I also want to point, Benjamin Solak did a little work last night after the game. He pulled up the exact same scenario this season of the Packers doing it, and there was at least 4 other instances of the Packers running that exact same play from that exact formation in that exact same down and distance.
Huh? Now? If you've seen that many times, gang, feels like maybe other teams might have seen it that many times.
They did.
Jason, why is LaFleur calling that play when they're in no huddle? How come that's not on Jordan?
Another good question. Because Jordan, at least in his estimation, is not at that juncture, I guess, in a game like this. I don't know. That's another outstanding question. And, he calls that play, which is so easily recognizable. And on top of that, Jordan said it after the game. If you send you the transcript or if you listen to the whole thing, he says, because somebody asked him about them calling out the play, and he flat out admits that that's the play they run.
Yep.
Right. Well, no, but he admits that that's the play they run when they're trying to jump the ball and go fast to pick up a short yardage play. And by the way, it's not even a good play. He's not under center. They're out of shotgun.
But another coaching point, Jason, where their attention to detail sucks. If you watch Jordan, because I watched that play and I'm like, is that read zone? And I'm like, no. If that's the case, why isn't Jordan going out the back door like it's a boot to hopefully maybe draw some linebackers with him? Instead, he goes with Jacobs to the hole and just accentuates what the hell they're doing.
So that's bad, is what you're saying. If I'm
it's bad.
Correctly.
It's bad.
Yeah. Look, they're obviously discombobulated offensively. We all know that. But I do find myself wondering, where is the trust level that LaFleur has in Love, right? What is he willing to kind of let him do? And that was why I asked him
to let it rip
after the game about the let it rip thing that we talked about before the game, Gabe. I think that's exactly. He's not letting it rip as a play caller. Love isn't letting it rip. Now, again, letting it rip and throwing downfield balls against 2 deep safeties is probably not a great idea. But as we talked about too, they actually had some success in the intermediate passing game yesterday when they actually did it, right? I mean, even though they were down to Bo Melton for a ton of plays, which. Look, I talked to Bo on Saturday because I just, had this, my spidey sense was telling me that there was a good chance that they were going to play him at receiver. But he said that he had not practiced much at receiver. Now, maybe he already knew that their plan was to use him there, and he was just misleading me because he didn't want me being the dogged, sleuthing reporter that I am to figure out that was their plan. But I wrote it anyway, so it didn't really work. But my point is that he clearly did not get enough work, right? I mean, I think the drop, that could have happened if he got a bunch of reps at wide receiver, but my understanding is he did not. So that's part of it, right? Part of it, like, they wipe out that big play to Watson. It was 20 yards?
Yeah, 22 yards.
And it's because Bo is misaligned, and he covers up he's on the line of scrimmage when he's not supposed to be. I mean, those are the kind of details that if you're relying on a guy that you converted to corner, you probably are not going to get the most detailed performance from even a guy that's as conscientious as Melton. So I don't know. It was there were just so many mistakes and not a lot of understanding as to why. My favorite line of the night, though, was from Love afterward. I used it as my primary quote in my game story. He basically said, I wouldn't blame those guys on the defense if they looked over at us and said, "What are you guys doing?" I mean, guess what? If the defense is saying that in their heads and not saying it to your face, the rest of us, including right now, are doing that now. What are you guys doing offensively? Because I don't see a very coherent plan to try and battle the way you're being defended.
Jason, the Elton Jenkins injury just adds injury to insult. The fracture in his leg certainly will miss some time, although I did see people that were like, well, this is actually the best of the injuries that he could have because he could come back later this season potentially. What will that offensive line look like? Are we now committed to a Sean Ryan playing center, or will there be some movement there in the next coming weeks?
Yeah, I don't think they're committed to it. I think that's still the most likely path. But, I mean, they have Jacob Monk, and as Chewy so eloquently put it during preseason, why are they playing him at guard? He sucks at guard, which is true. I don't know how much better he is at center. I mean, again, we don't have a whole lot of information on what he is anywhere, right? He did the last season as a rookie. He did the Marco Rivera 1996 development plan, except he doesn't have NFL Europe the World League to go to in the summer. Remember Marco? He never dressed up for a single game that Super Bowl year. He was a true redshirt, and that's what they did obviously with Monk last year. If they're lucky, he'll turn into Marco Rivera, but at center. But I don't know, Jen. I don't know what they do because, and I say this with high esteem for Elton, it sounded like he was lighting the world on fire, right? Like he was not playing at anything approaching the level he played at when he was playing left guard.
Looks like Monk took 12 starts at center at Duke over his 5 seasons there.
Yeah, they drafted him to be a center. I don't know if he is. I don't know if he is a center in the NFL, but that's what they drafted him to be.
Yeah, but it's getting cold, so.
Oh,
because he has the cold water allergy.
Check the allergy.
Cold water allergy. Jason, that's a throwback.
God, what an out! Can we just pause for a second? I mean, again, I went to sleep at 3:12, so I'm sorry I wasn't quite ready for that. But of all the people on the panel that's going to get a poll like that, and then leave the rest of us trying to figure out what it was, how on earth is it Chimera remembering that? And us not, and us having to pause to figure it out. How is that? What? Up is down, left is right, wet is dry. What are we doing here?
Rechu is paying off. Jason, where was Malik Heath?
Yeah, that was one of the questions because they played Bo Melton more than they played Malik Heath. Now, I think people forgot this, and the only reason I remember is because I mentioned it in the story on Saturday. he was on the injury report during the week. Gabe and I talked about it with Strofe on Green Bay game day. Like, he had a hip injury, too. So while he was active, I think he was on a pitch count or they knew that he was playing through something and they didn't want to play him too extensively. So, yeah, he was not playing a ton. You're right. That's another good observation. God, he should put this performance in the Louvre the way you've been
should
today.
just leave. Showmanship, Jason.
You should. Exactly. You leave while you're still on top. Forget the final 1 hour and 25 minutes you got left.
Jason, is there, and maybe there'll be more because we're at a point here where coaches are starting to get fired, and does he have a relationship with somebody like Brian Daboll where he could come in just to kind of get a fresh set of eyes on this thing? I'm not saying like, oh, Daboll comes in, starts calling plays, but kind of similarly to what they did, when Saleh got fired and when Nathaniel Hackett got fired. Bringing in somebody, obviously Daboll would be an example of an offensive coach working on offense, but does he have relationships out there with anybody who can kind of just give this offense a fresh set of eyes to try to help out and kind of cure what ails them?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I don't. No one springs to mind when you say that. And I was talking with somebody after the game that works in the building, and the question that they posed was, does he have enough people in his orbit on the offensive side of the ball that can speak hard truths to him? Right? Like, I don't know, does Adam Stenavich do that with him? Does Jason Vrabel do that with him? They brought back Luke Getsy, and I don't know about that relationship at all, but there's part of me that at least wonders, well, I don't know if Luke Getsy's going to get after him. Luke Getsy's just happy to have a job, right? Like, after the two offensive coordinator gigs went for him with the Bears and the Raiders, like, how much is he challenging LaFleur? Like, and the perfect example, as we rewind to the start of this segment, which I sort of remember in my overtired state, is that you run the same damn play every time you jump the ball in hurry up. So is there anybody that could say, all right, we have a tendency here we probably need to break like that? I don't know that, and that's probably out of line for me to suggest that that's an issue, but it is a worthwhile question that was posed to me, and a question that I'm very curious about the answer to.
Jason, that's really good stuff. I think we'll dive into that right after this, because there is a certain structure you need in management where if things go sideways, have you surrounded yourself with people who can help you right the ship? Or do you just have yes men around you who are saying, no, whatever you think. What do you think? Well, whatever you think is what I think. I think that's a conversation that we can definitely have about the coaching structure there, especially offensively. Jason, we appreciate you. Go get some sleep if you can before Wilde and Tausch at 9 o'clock.
I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
Yeah, I feel like that's a bad
honestly,
idea.
I was thinking about that.
I mean, what, you sleep for the next hour? I mean, is that just going to make you more tired?
Cup of Joe, dog walk, you'll be rip-roaring, ready to go.
Yeah, get some of that cool air in your lungs.
But then you'll definitely crash at 2 p.m., so.
Hey. Show's over by then. Doesn't have to worry about it.
All right, he probably has carpool.
Takes a village to get me through the day. You guys are the best. I appreciate it. Take care. Be good.
You can listen to Jason Wilde on Wilde and Tausch right after Jen, Gabe, and Chewy each and every morning here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Feeling your best. And I know not a lot of you are feeling your best this morning because, you know, Packers. But it starts with taking time for yourself. And for me, that's my infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas. The gentle, radiant heat helps detox my body, boost circulation, melt away stress after a long day. I've had mine for years now, and I still use it constantly, especially when the temperature starts to plummet. It's amazing for my skin, my sleep, and my overall mood. You can experience Good Health Saunas. Just stop by the Good Health Sauna showroom in Waukesha and learn more at goodhealthsaunas.com/Jen.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Eastbound 94 backing up from about 92nd Street all the way to Holly Road. Westbound's just tightening up coming out of the stadium interchange. Eastbound 894's got some backups from 92nd Street all the way to Loomis. And northbound 41 backing up from Mayfair Road all the way up to Capitol Drive. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Morning flurries, then becoming mostly sunny, breezy, a high of 41. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 26. Weather is brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash. Today's forecast, crisp fall skies and a winning shine. Get your first car wash free at TsunamiExpress.com just in time for the game. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 11 to 32 ounce or 10 count selected varieties Starbucks coffee, $8.49. 32 ounce selected varieties International Delight Creamer, 2 for $7. 52 ounce selected varieties Florida's Natural Orange Juice, $3.99. 9.25 to 10.3 ounce selected varieties Healthy Choice Meals, 2 for $5.
I am starving.
Oh no, never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th.
Crisp air, cozy sweaters, and a home that's actually ready for fall. Exterior Pros and Baths is giving $3,000 off roofing, siding, windows, or bath remodels this month. Don't let your home be the only thing falling apart this season. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. Exterior Pros and Baths, because your house deserves a little sweater weather too.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Kevin Moret here for Mentality. Listen up, gentlemen. You're fighting an unfair battle. Studies show testosterone levels in men have plummeted by 25% in just 2 decades. That's why you're struggling with energy, muscle, and drive. But here's a game changer. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments boost testosterone by 30% on average. Imagine reclaiming the vitality your grandfathers had. Picture turning heads, dominating your career, and feeling unstoppable again. Don't settle for today's normal. Seize the day at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I don't know which is which, but here's what I do.
Yes, all right.
I take the plus and I put it to the plus. I take the minus and I put it to the minus.
Yeah, but the jacker things don't have the.
Yeah, they do.
Where?
Sure do. On the handles.
What's a jacker thing? I mean, it's something that your wife keeps in the drawer.
He meant jumper cables.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Construction Inc. help with our home projects. As you might know, my husband and I, not the most handy people, but we know who to call when we have a remodeling project, a home addition, or heck, if we were going to build a new home, and it's the PCI team. And brand new, PCI is now offering a virtual interior design program. Maybe you're not ready for a full construction project, but if you're ready to refresh that outdated room, the PCI team can help you with stunning photorealistic renderings, a mood board, and a curated shopping list, all delivered right to you. You can learn more about this at professionalconstructioninc.com. It's professionalconstructioninc.com. I thought about this last week. I didn't want to say it out loud. I'm thinking about it even more. Maybe Aaron Rodgers was right. Oh, stings coming out.
I was about to say, for you to say that.
Stings. If I get Joshy on board with this, I know we're on to something.
I guess I need you to define what you mean.
Okay. So
I think you already know.
There were a number of times during Rodgers and LaFleur's crossover that Rodgers was critical of Matt LaFleur. Sometimes the offensive scheme, sometimes he would say it lacks timing and precision. Sometimes we obviously know about the motion issues that Rodgers had, sometimes motioning to motion. And I think we're seeing now that, it doesn't really seem like Matt LaFleur is building on things, right? He doesn't establish a play and then establish a play and then later on counter off of that play to keep the defense guessing. And the predictability of Matt LaFleur's offense right now does feel like it aligns with some of the criticism that Aaron Rodgers had of Matt LaFleur over the years, Joshy.
I think holistically I can sort of agree with the point. I do think we are at the lowest of lows of Matt LaFleur, and he's at the worst point. The offense is disjointed. He's entirely predictable. Here's another thing I didn't mention in my initial rant when I went off of Matt LaFleur.
And here's another thing.
Yeah, I got a lot for him today. So buckle in, people. If you don't want to hear it, I'm sorry. It's not going to stop happening.
He's not sorry.
Why was Quinyon Mitchell on so many of the targets? They have a Dory Jackson out there who's a guy they tried very hard to replace with all the guys that they ended up trading for. Is it possible that because of Matt LaFleur's alignments and the guys that he chooses to put on the field, that they know who the first read is? Because to me, if you know they have one really good corner and another one that's very bad, aren't you going to be targeting the other one, much like teams did with Nate Hobbs? Why was Quinyon Mitchell all over the field? Why was he the main target on Christian Watson, on Dontayvion Wicks, on Romeo Doubs? Why was he on all those guys on all sides of the field? Is it because they know where they're going? Because that's what it feels like.
Well, your reads are always top down, right? In pre-snap reads, okay, let's say Watson's clearing out, right? You know if you're going to him pre-snap read or not. So even though he's the number one read, pre-snap, you might be off of him. So you say, screw it. Then you go to your next level of reads, which is your mid-levels, right? Your Tucker Crafts, your if they're in Zebra, then it'd be Wicks. Then it goes there, and then it goes to your first level, which was essentially be checkdowns. So, I mean, Wicks got playing in the slot 8 targets last night, which is a lot. I mean, he only came up with 4 for 38, so it was nothing special. But that's typically how your reads work. My question is this, okay? Because when they play two shell, or just straight cover 2, because shell is kind of, we used to call it cover 4, where the corners get a little deeper. All my conversions came from cover 2. Okay, it's the tight end's responsibility to control the middle of the field. I don't see that. That's when back in the day, if I had, say, an 8-yard out route and it's cover 2, I take the middle of the field, right? And you're going to get drilled, but you have to do that in order to get them out of that. I don't see that. I'd like to know what their conversions are. What do you have the tight end converting on? Because I never see the tight end streaking down the middle of the field and catching the ball. I just don't see it. So, because that's the weak spot. The weak spot is the middle of the field in cover 2. It's that in the cornered area against straight cover 2 because the corners are playing the flats. So those are the weaknesses. I don't know if he's just trying to scheme everything open and guessing wrong because what he's scheming against cover 2 doesn't work.
Well, again, I don't know. I don't know. Again, I'm trying to think holistically, but it feels to me like the Packers offense has been, at least recently, run the ball, take shots downfield.
Hold on.
I can't think of
run the ball, take a shot.
100%. I can't think of those intermediate routes. I can't think of, and again, I know I talked to you guys in the production meeting this morning. There were times where there were guys open in the middle of the field, and the broadcast team called him out, right? Troy Aikman is calling him out, saying if he would have just looked here, this guy had created separation, and Jordan's not looking that way. What is that? Is it that there's some negative narrative about dink and dunking? Much like back in the day, Gabe, you didn't want to be a game manager. Is there some whoa, we don't want to be a dink and dunk team.
Well, I don't even look at those intermediate routes that Troy was pointing out as dink and dunking. Like, those can still be chunk plays. Those can be significant plays because we're talking about 10 yards down the field. Last night, specifically for Jordan, it was probably the pressure he was under. Because
he had
the one I'm thinking about specifically with Romeo, like he kind of got flushed up in the pocket and maybe was looking someplace else instead of just looking straight ahead and seeing Rome right ahead of him. But he was pressured on 17 of the 42 dropbacks, 40.5%. Again, a lot of this comes back to the offensive line. Like, LaFleur knows the offensive line is better, has to figure out a way around it. Teams have won a lot of big games with bad offensive lines. I think of the Cincinnati Bengals a handful of years ago when they went to the Super Bowl. I believe there was a game where Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times.
Yes.
Now, he got sacked a ton. So teams have figured out ways around bad offensive line play. I don't know if he's just so used to having good offensive line play, he doesn't know how to adjust. But a lot of their issues, I think, draw back to how bad those 5 up front.
But I would also argue that it's up to the coaches to adjust. It's not just on the quarterback, right? If you're seeing that the offensive line is getting crushed out there, right? Your quarterback has no time to make the plays, then work in a couple of other plays, work in a couple of other routes that save him from having to go through your full progressions, look downfield for open receivers. There's got to be an in case of emergency break glass option.
Here's the thing I thought I'd never say. Where the hell was Chris Brooks? You know you need to pass the ball. You know he's a good pass blocker, and he's probably the best pass catcher out of the backfield. Where the hell was he? He was effective last week. Why were we going to that guy? You need help. You know you don't have the blocking you need.
All right, Joshy. We've reached the Chris Brooks portion of the program.
Yes, because he's a good pass blocker, and they couldn't pass block.
Where was this guy? How come we didn't throw? Okay, I draw the line at why didn't we not throw the ball to Chris Brooks more?
You should stop, because we haven't seen the bottom. The bottom is still in front of us. Jen asked, is this the worst? No, it's getting worse.
Sure, but I don't think, whatever the answer is, I don't think it's Chris Brooks.
Once again, why don't we try it? Nothing's working. Give it a damn try. That's all I'm asking.
You think defenses are just trying to get him out of the pocket?
Yeah, I think defenses just can do whatever they want against this team.
Where they didn't with Rodgers, they're like, hey, we got to keep this guy in the pocket because he is so dangerous when he gets out of the pocket. I don't think Love is dangerous when he gets out of the pocket, although I like his decision last night to tuck it and run on that play where he came up a yard short.
Sure.
I think it was like third and 13 or something like that. That was a good decision. But is he good outside the pocket? He's not like Aaron.
No, well, no, I mean, few are, right? Like, Aaron getting outside of the pocket, like, he would have that feel of when to run, but also Aaron would sometimes just get out of the pocket to give himself more time because he knew somebody was going to break open.
And he knew the angles would help him, with guys coming back to him.
And Jordan's not at that point. I mean, when Jordan escapes the pocket, unless there's somebody painfully obvious wide open, I think he's just kind of tucking and run. Like, he is probably more dangerous from the pocket in terms of making a bigger play.
Mm-hmm.
800-990-3776. Lots of reaction rolling in this morning on the YouTube stream. Lots of reaction on the Carbless Talkin' text line. We will certainly not be able to get to all of it. But Jim weighing in and says this. You guys talk about tendencies. What about the tendency that every time a can play is called at the line, they run the ball up the gut? Now, I would have to go back and watch and see if that's the case. But are they, when they can, are they then
I think there was one that was a pass last night.
Yes, there was.
There was one that was a pass.
But there was a streak.
Everything else was, yes.
In the second half where things got particularly quiet and you could hear Jordan and really see him doing the can. First of all, first step, you looked back. Oh, too high safety. Guess what? Can, we're running the ball. And that's what I said when Matt LaFleur's offense has been figured out. The defensive coordinator knows I show too high, I get them to run. And they're not good at running, so we are going to be better off this way. I show it to them, they're going to run it more than they should. I mean, how many, after they scored the touchdown, what'd they do? They came out and ran the ball. You just moved it down the field passing it, and they said, wow, this is Josh Jacobs time, baby. Let's keep going back to it. It hasn't worked all day. Right back to the well.
And they had a chance late in the game, and I think the broadcast team said it as well, to erase the ineptitude, erase all of the ineptitude if they were able to move the ball down the field, get a scoring drive.
They had a chance to erase it. They just decided to pile more on.
And that went Incomplete, complete to Watson, 25 yards. Josh Jacobs ran the wrong way. Remember that one where he was like, why did he turn his shoulder that way instead of turning his shoulder this way? Incomplete. And then I have a completion short of the first down.
Yeah, but it was third down, So, I mean, you had a couple of downs. Like, I didn't have a problem with that third down play because then you got to your 4th and 1. And then they did what they did on 4th and 1.
How did that go? Yeah.
Well, they did what they did on 4th and 1, but again, I'm completely cool with 3rd and 10 getting 9 yards in that situation. Like that shouldn't be a problem.
That game. He's not pissed enough for me.
We're not.
The whole thing stinks, Joshy. There's no fixing it. Like they're not going to fix it.
I know.
They're not going to fix it because the offensive line stinks. They're not going to make any of those. The offensive line has stunk for 9 games. They've been bad for 9 games. They're not going to suddenly fix that. And the reason why they were able to have success early is because teams thought that the Packers were going to have a good offensive line. So they stacked the box to slow down Josh Jacobs. At some point along the line, they realized, we don't have to do that to stop Josh Jacobs because their offensive line stinks. And when your offensive line stinks that bad, there's only so much you can do.
Here's a question. If we know the offensive line stinks, defensive knows the offensive line stinks, why does their head coach not know the offensive line stinks?
I don't know. But here's the other thing. And maybe this will come later in the week. We should also be pretty pissed at Brian Gutekunst for putting together that offensive line.
Freaking Banks.
We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Insistent that Elton Jenkins was an all-pro center.
Phone lines are lighting up. If you're on the line, stay on the line. We'll get to your calls right after this on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
With a dedicated Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. For 15 years, we've been serving businesses, organizations, and individuals in the area with a long-standing commitment to the healthcare and not-for-profit sectors. Whether it's expansion to commercial payments, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions to navigate your organization's complex needs. Experience the difference with Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Looking for a fun and meaningful way to kick off the holiday season? Join us for the 20th anniversary of Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive, Saturday, December 13th at the Kasmeric Center in Grafton. This free, family-friendly event is a celebration of giving. Bring a new, unwrapped toy and help brighten the holidays for children and families in need across Wisconsin. To learn more or get involved, visit kidstokidstoydrive.com and join us on December 13th in Grafton.
St. Nick meets St. Kate. The holidays are in full swing at St. Kate the Arts Hotel, where every celebration shines a little brighter. Browse unique gifts at the holiday marketplace, gather for unforgettable Christmas Eve and Christmas Day dining, and of course, don't miss Brunch with Santa, a family favorite filled with joy, treats, and holiday magic. Celebrate the season at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Visit stkatearts.com/holidays for all the details.
Hey, it's Gary Ellison for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking to escape the cold or take a midday break? Get your game on at Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center, where it's always golf season. Play more than 2,000 courses, including over 50 right here in Wisconsin. And even that famous course where they hand out green jackets. Top tech simulators, great food, and the best Bloody Marys around. This is your year-round slice of summer. Bays start at just $35 an hour, Monday through Friday. Book your bay today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Make the best seat in the house yours. Carbless delivers the handcrafted cocktail experience right to your living room. Bold flavor, no carbs, no sugar, just 100 calories, and all the taste with none of the extra baggage. From kickoff to the final play, Carbless is your game day go-to. Hosting friends, watching with family, or celebrating every big drive, Carbless keeps the good times pouring. So when the game's on the line, make the winning call. Skip the mixing, grab the bliss, and make every seat the best seat in the house. Find Carbless near you at drinkcarbless.com.
Caffeine doesn't have to be bitter or boring anymore. 5-Hour Energy shots are bringing the flavor and energy. One of my personal favorites, strawberry banana. It's giving smoothie vibes in a compact caffeinated shot. Whether you like your energy sour, fruity, or tropical, with 17 flavors, there's something for everyone. And yeah, it's got as much caffeine as a 12-ounce cup of coffee, but with zero sugar and no crash. Big flavor, tiny bottle, tasty caffeine done right. You can grab yours in-store or hit up 5hourenergy.com or order on Amazon today.
This college football season, show your school spirit every time you pay. Introducing college-branded Venmo debit cards. Rep your team on and off the field with custom designs that let everyone know who you're rooting for. Whether you're tailgating, grabbing stacks for the watch party, or celebrating a win, you can unlock 15% cash back at ESPN, 1 free year of Perplexity Pro, and more. This college football season, score more with the Venmo debit card. Get yours now in the Venmo app. Learn more at venmo.com/collegecard.
Max cashback varies. Terms apply. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
Homer here for Window Nation's end-of-the-year sale. This November, you'll save big with 50% off all window styles, plus you could get 0% financing for 5 years. Window Nation's proven quality windows are so good, you'll actually save money on lower utility bills and come with a lifetime warranty. Window Nation even has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Don't miss out on 50% off and 0 interest for 5 years. Visit windownation.com to get started.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Gabe, it'll change your life. Any barbecue you eat for the rest of your life will be measured against Buc-ee's.
On 94.5 ESPN.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. This November, BetterHelp is encouraging everyone to reach out, check in on your friends, reconnect with loved ones, and remind the people in your life that you're there for them. And hopefully they can be there for you as well. BetterHelp wants to help if life has gotten challenging, if you are struggling. They've got more than 30,000 therapists, one of the world's largest online therapy platforms. They've served more than 5 million people globally. And if you believe in this stuff, which a lot of people do, an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session based on 1.7 million client reviews. This month, don't wait to reach out. Maybe you're checking in on a friend, or maybe you're reaching out to a therapist yourself. But if that's the case, BetterHelp makes it easier with that first step, guys. Just dial pound 250, pound 250, say the keyword timeout. You'll get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp. Remember, pound 250, keyword timeout, because we're all better with a little help.
I understand you guys are 5-3-1, still have a playoff spot right now, and you're going to say you're always coaching for your job, but you don't have a long-term extension. With the way things have gone this season, do you think you're coaching for your job?
I'm not. I'll leave that for everybody else to decide. I'll just focus on the day-to-day and trying to do. I feel like you're always coaching for everything in this league. You know, that's just my mindset. It's always been that way. You can't ever exhale. You got to always be pushing, and that's just my mindset. So, and that will be my mindset until they tell me not to coach anymore.
I mean, that's your mindset when you're underperforming.
I was talking to Gabe there into his ear. Do you think Andy Reid's?
I was just going to say, he's pretty safe.
Do you think Sean McVay?
Yeah.
I think the list goes a lot further than that. You think Kevin O'Connell?
No.
You think, I know we talked about Ben Johnson just getting there, and of course that means he has the longest leash of anybody else in the NFC North, but I don't see Dan Campbell going, every day I'm coaching for my job. What?
I can see him living like that, though. He's that type of guy.
Yeah, that's Dan Campbell's mindset. Bad example.
Biting kneecaps and...
That's just how that guy... Yeah, as Josh said, that's how he lives life.
Right. He's not coaching for it, but he lives his life as if...
But remember when I said to you guys last week, he said something about, I hate third downs? And I said to you, God, that reads scared. It reads scared to me. Instead of seeing a third down as another opportunity to move the chains and get you closer to the end zone, I hate third downs. I just, again, something as simple as that, I had an immediate reaction like, I don't think that is a great reflection on your mindset when you're calling games. We got to get out to the phone lines, guys. We got lots of people who want to weigh in this morning. Scott in Texas has been waiting patiently to talk about Matt LaFleur. Good morning, Scott. You're on with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for taking my call. First-time caller on this show. I appreciate it. But I think it's time for LaFleur to go. I mean, when you got the other team shouting out your play on a pivotal, call in the fourth quarter, Matt LaFleur should have been the most embarrassed guy in the entire stadium. That the defense sees that you're so vanilla and so uncreative that they're calling the play out. And And the best thing for me on that play that could have happened was that national television saw it. So now everybody knows that LaFleur, if you didn't know before, is completely predictable and has no scheme or anything like that. I'm letting the offensive line coach go. I don't care about the injuries or not. I mean, the offensive line is terrible. I feel bad for Jacobs because he's out there balling and he's got no room to work. And it's just a travesty. But LaFleur needs to go. I don't know. We don't need to wait till the end of the season to cut this dude loose. It's already on the wall. The writing is on the wall. He has not changed. It's the same bland, vanilla offense for the last 7 years. We've had a 7-year sample size, and nothing has changed. It's just been stagnant for 7 years. It's just time to go and just run with Halfley as the interim coach, and then maybe find an offensive-minded coach, one with an actual track record, because I didn't think LaFleur had such a great track record when we hired him in the first place, and just kind of see where it goes. But I don't want to waste Micah Parsons and this awesome defense waiting for someone in management to figure out that the offense is the problem, and Matt LaFleur is not the guy to lead us to the Super Bowl.
Thanks for the call, Scott.
The problem with that is I don't think you have anyone that can call plays other than LaFleur on the offensive staff. I don't know if that's intentional. And it's not like you can bring in a Brian Daub. He doesn't know the offense. This is LaFleur's offense. You can't come right in and say, okay, here's LaFleur's offense, run it. You can't do that. And then conversely, you can't change it. You can't come in and say, all right, it's week 11. Let's just totally change the offense. Especially with a young team, you can't. You got to roll with what you got.
If they were to fire him, if they were to fire him in the middle of the season, then I would assume Getsy would become the OC. Like they would, I'm guessing Halfley would become the head coach. Getsy would get elevated to the OC because he's the only one with play calling experience. He's the only one with.
Yeah. Would you feel better?
No.
I would feel better knowing that they're taking it seriously. Would I think they're going to be a team that can make the playoffs or be better off? No.
Yeah, I mean, I think that policy's taking it seriously anyway, Josh. Like,
yeah,
I think that. I mean, again, like if this continues, LaFleur's out of a job at the end of the season, and that's the way they're trending. Like, I don't know how LaFleur's going to right this ship.
You know what's scary, though? This game against New York coming up has everything pointing towards a loss. Short week, national TV game, you lose on the road, coach fired. I mean, how many times have you seen a coach fired and the team is galvanized?
No, come on.
Galvanized.
Come on. We're already super late here, Joshy. We can't.
Galvanized.
Chewy sitting here fumbling over words. We got
1 week.
I'm trying to find some joy today.
We got
bigger fish to fry, Josh.
You got the potential of finger pointing going on. So I'm just scared that this thing could really go south. Because I'm trying not to get too low. It's very hard, but I'm trying not to get too low.
If you're on the line, stay on the line. Got lots of calls to get to this morning. We want your reaction to the Packers' loss to the Eagles, 10-7 the final, back-to-back losses at home. Woof. Is this the low point of the season? Is it going to get worse?
When it comes to your home, the smart play, it's trusting Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. And this month, score a whole house of new energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 72 months. That's like a drive you can sustain for years. Keeping your home comfortable thanks to incredible defense played by Pella Windows, stopping the drafts. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
A bit of a mess right now on 41, heading northbound, just north of Capitol Drive. The two right lanes are blocked with a vehicle fire being cleaned up. We got backups all the way back to Watertown Plank Road. Now, this is also affecting your ride on the southbound side as we're seeing backups from before Good Hope Road all the way down past the scene. Eastbound 94, we've got backups from 92nd Street to Hawley Road. Westbound's backed up from just west of 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. We've also got southbound 43 backing up just south of Good Hope Road all the way down to Locust. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, morning flurries, then becoming mostly sunny, breezy, a high of 41. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 26. Weather's brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I got you covered. Hey, it's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee. With holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust Accutrans Group to handle all my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or a festive celebration, Accutrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
Crisp air, cozy sweaters, and a home that's actually ready for fall. Exterior Pros and Baths is giving $3,000 off roofing, siding, windows, or bath remodels this month. Don't let your home be the only thing falling apart this season. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. Exterior Pros and Baths, because your house deserves a little sweater weather too.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Bruston Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Hurts going to take it. Quarterback run all the way, and he's got a first down. Ball comes out. Keyshawn Nixon has got it for Green Bay. He had 43 yards all night. He gets 41 there, the longest play of the game on either side. Shoulder, pump fake, end zone. It is caught for the touchdown, Devontae Smith.
This impacts a lot, whether or not they're able to get a touchdown or if they have to try to settle for 3.
Jacobs bends it back and fights his way for the touchdown. Wow. It's Jacobs, flag flies, Jacobs is brought down, and the ball was out. 3 misses over the last 2 games for McManus. Here we go. Snap was low, and the kick no chance. And this game belongs to Philadelphia as they win it 10-7.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
The very first line of Matt Schneidman's The Athletic article on yesterday's loss to the Eagles is, "It is not far-fetched to think Matt LaFleur is coaching for his job as the Green Bay Packers head coach for the rest of the season." This isn't people popping off in the YouTube comments. This isn't people on the Carb List Talking text line, although those comments are there. This is somebody who covers the team day in and day out, who has his thumb on the pulse of everything going on at 1265. And Schneidman is saying it is not far-fetched to think Matt LaFleur is coaching for his job as the Green Bay Packers. Because there are a lot of issues that have developed that we have seen now. And I know we mentioned earlier Aaron Rodgers, for those of you who said, why are we talking about the Steelers quarterback? Well, because for a long time, there was this narrative of Aaron Rodgers audibling out of plays, right? And there were times we would criticize it and say, run the dang offense. Run the offense the coach put in front of you. You're not better than everybody else. You don't know more than everybody else. I'm starting to think maybe that thought process was wrong. I'm starting to think maybe Aaron Rodgers was saving some of these issues, these predictabilities, these why are we running the ball on 2nd and 7+. Joshy just dropped a little nugget into our group text. Matt LaFleur on 2nd and 7+ against the Eagles, 75% run. 2nd and long. Runs are averaging 1.7 yards per carry.
Woof.
I'm glad Chewy was like,
woof.
You know, there needs to be some recognition of these trends and then adjusting to them. And Matt LaFleur doesn't seem to be able to do that. And I know that there are injuries. I obviously know that guys are down. That offensive line is underperforming. They have got to get it shored up, or at least figure out ways with other players.
I don't think it's going to get shored up.
Figure out ways with other players to provide protection for your quarterback.
I mean, who are you going to put in there? Like
It's probably one
we've
play.
seen a lot of these guys in there, and they haven't been up to snuff. Like the offensive
one player
line's
away
been
from
a problem.
disaster. Yeah, one player away from disaster. Who do you play next?
At
Belton
center?
or Kincaid? No, I'm sure Sean Ryan's going to play center.
Oh.
Look, Jacob Monk right now can't play. Otherwise, he would have been in there.
Correct.
So he's on ice. So you're one player away from, oh, my God, is it Kincaid or Belton? You know what? And I've never, about this upcoming game, guys, I've never been a throw the ball 50 or 55 times a game. Now I am.
Just want him to chuck it?
Now I am.
Just see what happens?
Just throw.
What the hell?
Right?
Here's what I want to talk about right now, too. We talked earlier about Matt LaFleur, and if things are going sideways, and if what you've put in place isn't working, and the importance of having people around you who can say, hey, man, listen, I know you've busted your butt, blood, sweat, and tears and whatnot, in putting together this game plan. It's not working. Can we pivot? Can we? Or does he just have yes men around him who are saying, whatever you think, coach, I trust your gut. I trust your instincts. Does Matt LaFleur, has he failed by not putting in a system that can say, this isn't working, can we pivot?
Yeah, that's just too tough. Because if you do have a bunch of yes men, they're not going to step up to the podium when they talk. Like when Steno talks each and every Thursday, he's not going to step up and they go, yeah, I'm just a yes man. Like, we're not going to get an actual answer to that unless there's somebody that decides to leak information that wants, that feels like they are a dissenting voice, but nobody else is, and decides that, hey, I need to give some information to one of the Packers beat reporters. That's such a tough answer. That's a tough question to answer because we just don't know. And there's no way to know.
What does your gut tell you, though? Does your gut tell you that he has somebody in there? And again, we brought up Aaron Rodgers earlier, guys. He was the voice of dissent, right? Like, again, as much as we criticized and said, fall in line, you're just the quarterback. The coaches call the plays, and you're the quarterback, run the plays. Maybe he was that voice. We know that he and Matt LaFleur would have private conversations about Rodgers' issues with the offense. He has said that. So I guess they weren't that private. I mean, they happened privately, but then he told people that they happened, so take it for what it's worth.
I'm guessing they have constructive conversations.
I would say that they're all yes men because the only way without being in the mix to measure how good assistant coaches are is how much they're sought after. I mean, look at Detroit with Johnson. He's gone. He's great, and he's doing a good job in Chicago. Look at Philadelphia, right? Who's the guy that left and went to
Kellen
New
Moore.
Orleans? Kellen Moore. Yeah, but Gabe, still, what have we had here? A guy can be a good coach from a technical standpoint, but really know nothing about scheming and game planning, putting things together. And I'll go back to Holmgren's staff. Gruden. Gruden went on, offensive coordinator, head coach, successful guy. Andy Reid, obviously. Marty Mortonwig. Tom Lavatt was one of the best, not only the best O-line coach I've been around, one of the best coaches I've been around. It's just if you don't have guys to help you out and have good minds behind you and have the balls to say, Matt, you're wrong there. You're wrong, okay? You got to do it this way because we can't pick up here and do this. He's got to be able to see that. Then you're only going to go so far.
Yeah, but I guess I look at nobody's coming after any of the offensive assistants anymore for Andy. Like he had a couple, and then they failed, right? But nobody's given any of those people. I mean, when's the last time somebody from there got an opportunity?
Yeah, but look at Spagnuolo, Gabe. I mean, he was a head coach. He was terrible. It wasn't good. Any stop he went, but now he's considered one of the best.
Yeah, but that's the defensive side of the ball. I don't think that Spagnuolo's going in there and saying, hey, Andy, that's a bad play call. I don't think Hafley's going to come into offensive meetings and go, hey, that's a bad play call. He's got his own stuff to worry about.
Let me just ask you this. If LaFleur is back next year, should Bisaccia be on that staff?
Look, I know, I guess I don't care about Rich Bisaccia. I don't. I know Joshy cares a ton about it. I just don't.
But you should. But it's like you have to
because they as an organization don't give a rip about special teams.
I'm
like,
just
they don't
saying
care.
this.
So I don't care who the special teams coordinator is. I don't care how much they're paying him. I don't think that's indicative of anything. Like, I don't think Rich Bisaccia being on the staff is indicative of Matt LaFleur turning into a bad play caller.
You're wrong, Gabe. You're wrong. For someone that's been around it, you're wrong. Okay, you're wrong. Because you upgrade players, right? Are you for upgrading players?
Yeah.
Do you upgrade coaches?
If you can.
Exactly.
If you can.
He doesn't.
Well, but
he doesn't.
But again, like, no matter, I guess I'm just at this with special teams. Like, they've hired how many different special coordinators over a number of different head coaches over the last 15 years? They've all stunk. They've all been bad. So I just don't care. Go do whatever you want with the special teams. Like, I just don't care. Like, do I wish that they had somebody, like Adam Stenovich getting interviews for a head coaching job? Sure. But I also think that's really hard when you're not the offensive play caller.
I had a great coach, a unbelievably great coach.
Yeah.
Followed up by a very good coach, followed up by a guy who I don't think could coach. And it affected me. That's all I'm saying.
Reaction rolling
Assistant
into, I
coaches
got to get to
matter.
break for real quick here, pal. Joe in the 920 says another damning comment for Matt LaFleur. Week 1 and 2 was good because there wasn't as much film on what the teams do. Teams have film now. And in the first quarter since week 2, they've scored 1 touchdown versus Dallas, 1 touchdown versus Pitt, nothing versus Cleveland, Arizona, Carolina, and Philly. How do you spend all week game planning and you can only muster 2 touchdowns over the last 7 first quarters? The league knows what Matt LaFleur wants to do. We got callers on the line. Joshy, I want to get to these callers when we get back. Guys, stay on the line. We're going to take calls here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy right after this.
Connie's delivers pizzeria taste without pizzeria prices. When it's BOGO at Pick and Save, it's even better. From the cornmeal dusted crust. Again, this is a really different frozen pizza crust that you have never had before. All natural premium ingredients. You're going to enjoy the pizzeria experience, but from your home oven. So head over to Pick and Save and stock up. It's a hot offer. Connie's BOGO. Buy one, get one at Pick and Save. It is good through November 16th.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
A bit of a mess right now on 41 heading northbound, just north of Capitol Drive. The 2 right lanes are blocked with a vehicle fire being cleaned up. We got backups all the way back to Watertown Plank Road. Now, this is also affecting your ride on the southbound side as we're seeing backups from before Good Hope Road all the way down past the scene. Eastbound 94, we've got backups from 92nd Street to Hawley Road. Westbound's backed up from just west of 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. We've also got southbound 43 backing up just south of Good Hope Road all the way down to Locust. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, morning flurries, then becoming mostly sunny, breezy, a high of 41. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 26. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
You know what goes great with the delicious taste of victory? The superior taste of Michelob Ultra. Join me, Josh DiMaggio, on the ESPN Milwaukee Street Team this Saturday, November 15th at Deer Camp, Milwaukee, 1023 North Old World 3rd Street to watch the Bucks take on the Lakers at 7. We'll have prizes, ice-cold Michelob Ultra, and your chance to win a pair of Ultra Club Bucks Suite tickets to the December 31st home game. Michelob Ultra, the official beer sponsor of your Milwaukee Bucks. Also enjoy Michelob Ultra at 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee, Club Paragon Greenfield, and Bullwinkle's Brookfield.
Thinking about buying or building a new home? Start with a mortgage pre-approval from Great Midwest Bank and experience a state of tranquility. At Great Midwest Bank, we offer fast approvals and flexible options with experienced loan officers who understand the local market, because they live here too. Whether you're breaking ground for new construction or buying that dream home just around the corner, we'll guide you every step of the way. Bank with confidence and start your journey at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Want your brand to turn heads and win hearts?
Captivate Exhibits can bring your brand to life by transforming lobbies, creating history walls, and beautifying facilities.
For over 32 years, Captivate has been the MVP of trade show exhibits and workplace design and fabrication. Let Captivate craft immersive branded environments that tell your story boldly, beautifully, and with purpose at events and around the office.
Score big by making your next event or your own space unforgettable. Create something legendary by getting started today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
primetime.
This holiday season, trade the hustle and bustle for a lakeside retreat just a short drive from the city at Lake Lawn Resort. With an award-winning spa, special events all month long like our Taylor Swift experience, our annual Thanksgiving feast, and of course, the kickoff to our Breakfast with Santa brunch. Be sure to make time with family, friends, or that special someone. Lake Lawn Resort has everything you need to create cherished memories and relive stories of old. Book your holiday escape today at Lake Lawn Resort, where the spirit of the season comes to life and everything truly is better at the lake.
If you're living your life in pain, you need to take control of your health and look beyond just traditional medicine to get that done. Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and I want to tell you about my friends at QC Kinetics. When I've gone to the Greenfield location, I have seen with my own eyes what QC Kinetics can do for you. QC Kinetics offers cellular treatments that at the micro level can cure that pain for the long term. Using QC Kinetics' natural healing tools, you can revitalize those joints and get back to living the life that you deserve to live. It's fast, all natural, and there's no downtime. You'll be amazed, just like I was, to see all the tools in their toolkit to give you a pain-free life and get you living an active life once again. Do not wait any longer. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative cellular medicine, and it's something that you need to see to believe. Your pain-free life is waiting for you on the other side of your free consultation with QC Kinetics. Give them a call today for that free consultation at 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm telling you, don't doubt his story, because he heebie-jeebies at certain times to miss field goals.
Yeah.
Gabe, I showed you how he does the heebie-jeebies,
Heebie-jeebie,
right?
heebie-jeebie,
You take your fingers and you rub them back and forth on your thigh and you go heebie-jeebie, heebie-jeebie. Swear the guy bats 100%. So to call him a liar and he puts a curse on you?
Look, I'm not calling him a liar.
Yeah, you are.
On 94.5 ESPN.
If you're heading to Milwaukee Bucks games this year, you should bet on the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Catch a shuttle to Pfizer Forum. After purchase or making a bet, a wristband will be given out at the bar or the betting counter. You must have a wristband to board the shuttle leaving Potawatomi. Wristbands are not required for return shuttles. Obviously, your car's parked in the structure. You got to get back to your car. Seating is limited. It's a first-come, first-served basis. Shuttles pick up and drop off at the Annex. That's next to the Sportsbook. And they begin departing Potawatomi 1 hour and 15 minutes before game time. Return shuttles begin in the third quarter and run nonstop until 1 hour after game time. It's a great way to enjoy Potawatomi Sportsbook and some Bucks games, November 14th, 15th, and 29th. Get out to Potawatomi Sportsbook and enjoy some Milwaukee Bucks games at the same time.
I do think one thing that could help us immensely is we've got to get back in. If the running game, not that it was, I thought it was solid tonight. It was effective. But the more you can keep teams off balance, if you're really humming, that alleviates a lot of stress on your offense.
Matt LaFleur talking the talk, not walking the walk, obviously, because the run game was not as effective as he thinks it was. Let's go out to the phone lines. Thomas in Chicago is waiting patiently on the line. Thomas, you're on with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Thanks for taking my call. I've going back to what Gabe says, I think LaFleur's taking a lot of blame, but I think Goody should take a lot of blame too, because the offensive line and just his refusal to draft plug-and-play guys in second and third rounds. We don't have to go through his draft history. But my question is for Chewy. That play in the fourth quarter where Keyshawn's off 10 yards and Smith does a little 10 yards and out to the sideline was probably the easiest play. And I was just curious, can you just and then like for us, like that's a simple play. And then like I think you said like last week how like sometimes the formation needs to be complicated, but once the ball snapped, the actual play is simple. So I was curious, can you just like go through the mindset of both like the offense of when you see a guy off 10 yards and how just a quick bubble screen or slant is effective? Like just what goes into the mind of like, hey, take advantage of what's given for you.
My guess is if he was off that far, it was probably cover 3. So that's what I was talking like pre-snap reads, right? You got your 1s, your 2s, your 3s. Pre-snap read will pretty much tell you most times where the ball's going. So I call that a bread and butter play, just a rollover out. And as soon as he saw Keyshawn 10 yards off, which my guess it was cover 3, he knew exactly where he was going, and that's like stealing. Now, when it comes to motion, back in my day, you don't motion to motion. You motion to gain an advantage or a read to tell you what the defense is doing, right? And with your quarterback, half the stuff is pre-snap read, right? So now if there's motion and he's being followed by a defender, that's pretty much telling you where you're going to go, because plays are designed, okay, let's say you believe they're covering man. 80% of the receivers, if you nail it, are running as if it's man. And there's always one, maybe two guys that are bailouts if it's zone. And that's where you're going with the ball. And I don't know if Love is there yet with his knowledge of the game. I see things where he's not disciplined. Last night, obviously, being pressured 42% of the time, you get happy feet. And you start seeing ghosts. And I think a lot of that is what's happening right now. And there's a lot of people to blame. LaFleur, the offensive line, and Love himself. So my guess is pre-snap read, he's confused. He's not comfortable. And LaFleur has to help him out in that situation. And I don't know how much help he's getting.
800-990-3776 calls coming in this morning. Everybody frustrated about the Packers losing to the Eagles last night. Back-to-back losses at home, which is, for a team that prides itself on its mystique and its home field advantage, obviously that is currently gone. Caleb and Horicon, you're up next on Jen, Gabe, and Shuey, reacting to the loss.
What a bummer, guys. The mystique at Lambeau is just gone. I think that, do you guys notice, the Packers gave up 2 field goal opportunities that were within 60 yards? Why did they do that? Very questionable. McManus, not healthy. You got Haversick on the roster. I just thought that was weird, and then you let him kick a 65-yarder, which is crazy. But, this might unravel the season. LaFleur has no control or no touch to say. He's lost his touch.
Caleb, thanks for the call. We appreciate you. Now it's starting to feel like a funeral. Now it's starting to feel like, I liked it better when Joshy was yelling earlier this morning than now when all the truth is sinking in.
And we'll see what happens this week against the Giants, but it gets hard. It gets hard after that. Yeah, this defense has been playing great, but you're going to be going up against a handful of really good defenses coming up here too. Baltimore's been playing better. I know that one's later. They have Denver on the road, who possibly has the best defense in the NFL this year. And it's just, it's depressing knowing you can give up 13 points and that might not be good enough. That's not good enough to win games.
There's a slim chance they don't make the playoffs. I was just looking at it, unless the wheels completely fall off.
Which right? I can't rule out, man.
Yeah, which you can't rule out. No, that's fair.
I want to. I want to rule it out, but I can't. But if your wheels are actually falling off, maybe the Black Friday Ewald Automotive Group is the place you need to be heading. It's the biggest event yet. Shop vehicles with up to $10,000 off or 0% financing or 0 down. They'll do whatever it takes to move all remaining 2025s. It's the biggest savings event of the year. Lowest interest rates, maximum trade values, and huge selection. Black Friday is back, and it's going on right now at every Ewald location. It all starts. They make it easy. EwaldAuto.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
A nasty ride on 41 southbound, basically starting from before Good Hope Road all the way down
to
Josh,
how are you?
Capitol Drive, where, yes, there is a fire. Actually, it's on the northbound side. In fact, the 2 right lanes are blocked just north of Capitol Drive. Those backups start well before Watertown Plank Road all the way up past the fire scene. So everybody's trying to clear this whole thing. It's going to be there for a while because these cleanups can take a little bit. So just be careful with that. Southbound on 43, we do have some backups from just about Silver Spring all the way down to Locust. Westbound 94, right at the ramp from 175, we do have a crash in the center lanes. That's going to start to affect your ride a bit. On the eastbound side, got backups from 84th Street to Holly Road as per usual. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, morning flurries, then becoming mostly sunny, breezy, a high of 41. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 26. Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Play over 2,000 courses, including that famous one with the green jackets. Book your bay at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Imagine your home totally organized. At Closets by Design, we specialize in providing affordable, custom-built storage solutions with built-ins and beyond. From walk-in closets to entertainment centers, our experienced designers work within your budget to design a solution fit perfectly to your needs. Get 40% off plus an additional 15% with 18-month financing. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to get started. Let's get organized together.
This holiday season, celebrate where Milwaukee comes together. 3rd Street Market Hall. Whether you're planning a private party, a semi-private gathering, or a festive social night out, we've got the space, the flavor, and the fun to make it unforgettable. With incredible local food vendors, craft cocktails, and built-in entertainment like shuffleboard, games, and more, your group will have a holiday party they'll talk about all year long. Visit thirdstreetmarkethall.com for more information on booking your event.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Goldsmiths are essential to running a jewelry store, but they're extremely hard to find.
Goldsmiths can repair jewelry, set diamonds, resize rings, and create beautiful, one-of-a-kind pieces of custom jewelry.
Most jewelry stores do not have an in-house goldsmith.
But Kessler's has 18 wonderful goldsmiths working in our 9 Kessler stores.
The average Kessler's goldsmith has more than 15 years of full-time experience.
And that's not counting all the apprentice goldsmiths and jewelry designers.
Our goldsmiths repair a lot of jewelry that we did not sell.
Bring us your broken jewelry and we'll bring it back to life.
When you see a woman with an extremely attractive, very distinctive engagement ring,
you can safely assume that it's a custom-designed, one-of-a-kind ring made by the goldsmiths at Kessler's.
When your relationship is special, you need a special engagement ring.
If you want something that's breathtakingly one of a kind,
come to Kessler's.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Josh, I love the intros, but man, that's last year's intro.
ESPN's #1 source for green and gold information.
Oh, yeah. Hey. Once again, Rob.
Cracking. He's cracking the whip.
We did this last time. You have to speak on the show for me to give you an intro.
You know what? You're right.
Our most musically inclined and bald guest.
I feel like a jerk. I really do. Like, that was terrible.
It's Rob Demovsky on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
A failure on many levels. That's how Ryan from Milwaukee described yesterday's loss 10-7 to the Eagles at Lambeau Field, Monday Night Football. So good. Everyone got to watch it. Well, unless you only get your stuff from YouTube, in which case you might not have gotten to watch it, which I would say lucky you. Let's go out to Rob Demovsky, who's joining us now to tell us what we need to know. Rob, how you doing today?
All right, Jen, how are you?
You're doing all right? Are you being honest with me? You could tell me if you're not doing all right.
These night games are rough, man. I'm tired.
Yeah, Wilde.
I didn't get home till 2:30. I didn't get home till 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, Wilde said he went to bed at 3:12. I'm guessing yours was somewhere in that ballpark as well.
Yeah, well, probably.
Here's a question for you: does Matt LaFleur understand his offense right now? Does he have a handle on his offense right now?
Here's the thing, and I think this relates to this, Jen. I don't know if you guys saw the Josh Jacobs quote. He said, we can't just keep saying, all right, we're going to address it. We've got to find actual answers. And he said, I don't know what the answers are. And I'm not sure that if the coach does, but he better. Like, that's his job, right? Like, I didn't necessarily understand why he went into this game just hell-bent on running it. And then when it wasn't super effective, like didn't really adjust or change. I do think they have major problems, concerns, whatever about the offensive line, about protection. Elton Jenkins, the whole thing moving to center, I don't think was working, and now it's terrible because he broke his ankle or broke his leg, and so I think they've got all kinds of problems. But Jacobs is right. Like, we can't just keep saying, we got to do this or we got to fix it. How do you fix it? Like, let's see what they do.
Rob, the leadership on this team, and I've been in situations, the defense is playing at a very high level and the offensive isn't. So you'd be fooling yourself not to think that behind closed doors the defense is going. I mean, are you kidding me with the offense? Would you be surprised if this team mails it in?
I'd be surprised if they mail it in right now because it's still only early November. If they lose to the Giants, look out, man, because after that, like, they have the run of 3 straight division games. I think it's home against Minnesota, at Detroit on Thanksgiving, and then home against Chicago. Like, that's the key stretch right there, Chewy. I mean, if they can't win those, 2 of those 3 division games, it could be big trouble. I do think right now, the defensive guys they said all the right things. We're in this together. Those guys will come out of it. But I mean, Jordan Love, I'm sure you heard the quote. He said, if I were those defensive guys, I'd say, what are you guys doing? And I think at some point it becomes that. I don't necessarily think it's quite there yet, but that's the danger.
Rob, we've been having a conversation this morning about the rest of the staff on the offensive side with Matt LaFleur. Do they all just kind of fall in line, or is there somebody who actually challenges LaFleur on ideas and they have kind of some productive conversations behind closed doors?
Well, and just to add to that, we were saying, like, for all of the criticism that we would say about Aaron Rodgers, just run the plays that LaFleur calls, etc. He may have been the one guy who could hold his feet to the fire and say, this isn't working and this is why it's not working.
That's a great point. Love said last night that 4th and 1 was that a toss play or whatever that was, a shotgun run where they ended up failing badly and Jacobs fumbled. He said that was LaFleur's call, not his. Like, does the quarterback need to be able to, in those situations?
Because I think most situations, Rob, when you're going no huddle in that point. And Chew, I guess correct me if I'm wrong here. I just assume the quarterback's calling those plays. So that was, and I'm glad that he answered that, because I was under the assumption just watching it live, like, why would Love decide to do that? And then he said, nope, that was Matt's call.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm with you, Gabe, and I guess I thought that too. Now maybe with a younger quarterback, it doesn't work that way anymore. But to your point, Jen, about is there anybody to hold them accountable? I'm not sure. I mean, you look at the staff. First of all, when I came out of the Philly playoff game last year, I came out of there going, all right, they're going to change D-line coaches. They're going to change O-line coaches. They changed one of them. I really think that, maybe the problem starts up front, and not necessarily all because of coaching, but certainly coaching and injuries have a lot to do with that. And the other thing too is, everyone wants to maybe bag on Nathaniel Hackett, and he was clearly not a good play caller and not a good head coach. But I wonder if he was a guy who was that guy for LaFleur. They haven't had a whole lot of change on the coaching staff, not a lot of turnover. You want guys to get jobs so that it brings in new ideas. Hackett's the only guy who's left here, and maybe that was a big problem. Maybe he was better than we thought. But even if he wasn't, they haven't had a lot of, it's year 7 and they haven't had a lot of new ideas coming into the building. Luke Getsy is back. I'm not sure if he was supposed to be that guy, but you can't just keep. I say this all the time. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over. And to get new ideas, you need new coaches.
Well, you bring up Hackett, and I know he's been doing stuff like as a special assistant or whatever on the defensive side. Is there any chance they could go, hey, come over here, take a look at the offensive side, because we worked together so well when you did that?
Yeah, at this point, I mean, maybe they should, Gabe. It's a really good point. They need something, because what they're doing right now, it's not working. And go back to the Jacobs thing. They better find some answers.
How rattled is Love?
I would say he looked maybe a little shell shocked. I don't know if that's the same as rattled, Chewy. Maybe it is. But yeah, I definitely think he's lost his confidence. This looks like the first half of 2023. They did snap out of it, and obviously Love went on that great run. I also think they really missed Jaden Reed probably. I mean, like, he was sort of the security blanket. And when he went out, obviously, Tucker Kraft became more of that player, and now they don't have him. So it seems like it takes a long time for these guys to find the way to overcome things. I mean, Jaden Reed goes down, and they should have been feeding Tucker Kraft right away, and it took them a few games before they did. Now Kraft's gone. Should they have been feeding Christian Watson or somebody else? But yeah, again, that could go back to the coaching thing.
Well, to that point, Bo Melton plays a crap ton last night. He gets 5 targets when I feel like everybody's been begging for Matthew Golden to get some of those targets. And when Golden plays, there's only been 2 games where he's had 5 or more targets, and Bo Melton plays once and he's getting 5 targets.
Yeah, I don't understand the 26 snaps that he played. I think it was more than Malik Heath, and Malik Heath's in the receiver room every day. The drop. The one that hit him in the chest, you have to make that catch. He had the penalty for not being lined up right, I believe. And, that's just stuff. Look, he's not in the offensive meeting room. He's a cornerback. The odd thing is he hasn't played a single snap at cornerback all year. We spent all this time about his move over there. He's played receiver and special teams. So I didn't understand that choice, Gabe. I really didn't get it.
Rob, we got a lot of folks in the Carbless Talking text line and on the YouTube stream who are asking, what is Goody's role in all of this? And let's go specifically to the offensive line. Did Goody err in not going out and getting, I guess, bona fide guys to replace the guys they lost on the offensive line?
Well, they let Josh Myers go because they didn't think he was physical enough, right? And that's going back to the Eagles game. I've said this many times, Jen, that you can screw up in the regular season, and it's not as big a deal. You screw up in the playoffs, and that's when changes come, which is another reason I thought they were going to change O-line coaches, because they got manhandled in that game. Their response was to let Josh Myers go and bring in Aaron Banks because he's this physical mauler guy, which we have not seen, or I haven't seen it.
Those are just rumors at this point, Rob.
Goody's in a weird spot, though, because, he's not LaFleur's boss. This is a case where maybe it would be beneficial that he is. This is the age-old structure question that we've been talking about since 2018 when Mark Murphy made the change and hired Goody but didn't give him authority over the head coach. Did Goody maybe make some mistakes in free agency? Yeah, with Hobbs and Banks. Looks like maybe he has, but he's also – his track record when he has gone into free agency has been pretty good. So I guess, I'm willing to maybe say, okay, he just maybe had a bad couple of signings and with the Matthew Golden point that Gabe makes, maybe this is why he never drafted receivers in the first round, because he didn't think his coaches would feed them like you would need to justify taking a receiver that high in the draft. So, it's all part of it, but from Goody's standpoint, he went out and he got Micah Parsons. He did what people wanted with the first round receiver. He doesn't have authority over the coach, so he can't maybe go in there and say you need to do this or you need to play this guy or run this scheme or whatever.
Rob, are they going to roll with Sean Ryan at center, and are they one injury away from disaster?
I'd argue they might be there already, Chewy. But
all right, sweet.
Yeah.
Now it feels like a funeral.
Yeah.
They used word. I think it was the coach, maybe it was the quarterback. Used the word "we malfunctioned." What? To me, that's Control Alt Delete, man. It reminds me of one of those movie malfunction. But yeah, I would think Jacob Monk is the only other option. This is a guy they drafted as a center, a year and a half ago, and he really hasn't played. So maybe that's the way they go, but they didn't go that way last night. And Sean Ryan's played a lot of snaps for these guys.
So going back to the Goody thing real quick, I think we would all agree that the Matt LaFleur seat is hot. And Goody's seat, if we're being honest, was hot to begin the year because he was in the same boat of, Ed Policy saying, hey, you got 2 years left. I don't like having lame ducks. But I'm not giving you a contract extension. That to me is the definition of a hot seat. Go prove it.
Yeah.
Do you think that Goody is on the hot seat and how this team finishes is also going to kind of reflect back on him? Or do you think because of the Micah Parsons moves and some of the other things that he's done that he finds himself in a safer spot than LaFleur?
I mean, yeah, if you were to ask me who's in a safer spot of the two, I would think it would be Goody. But here's the thing, like, Gabe, we don't know Ed Policy in terms of what his decision-making is. I mean, we know what we've known him as the second man, the right-hand man for the last 12 or 13 years since he's been here and has been promoted up the ladder. But, we don't know if he even agreed with Mark Murphy's decision to structure it the way he did. We don't know exactly if he would have hired Matt LaFleur if he was making the decision or Goody or whatever. Like there's so many unknowns. We don't even know if he's a guy who would shake it up, this early. And by this early, I mean in his tenure, not in, LaFleur and Goody have been around for quite a while. Like, is that something that Ed would do? I don't think he necessarily meant to do this. But by saying what he said and what you recounted him saying about the hot seat and the lame duck thing, I don't know that he did those guys any favors. And again, I don't think he meant it like they better win or else. Like that's the edict. But that's what he said basically. I mean, with 2 years left in your contract and you don't believe in lame duck coaches or would rather not have lame duck coaches. Then what else are we to say? But this season is the season that he's judging them on, which obviously is because it's his first time in the job. But maybe by unintended consequences, he didn't necessarily do those guys any favors.
Rob, we appreciate you hanging out with us this morning. Get some sleep today if you can, man, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, no access today, so I guess we won't hear any more excuses or find any more solutions. So I guess we have to wait till tomorrow. But I appreciate you guys, and we'll be seeing you next week.
He's Rob Demovsky. You can, of course, follow him on social and read his stuff on ESPN.com. We'll take a break on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Wrap up the show right after this.
Hey, ESPN Milwaukee listeners, Josh DiMaggio here from my friends at Wanna Parlay, my favorite daily fantasy sports app with the absolute largest payouts on parlays. I'm looking ahead to the weekend already. I'm going to place Drake May to score an anytime touchdown, Chris Rodriguez to score an anytime touchdown as well, the Buccaneers to cover 5.5, and the New York Giants against the Green Bay Packers to cover the 7.5. Here's what you should do. Download the Wanna Parlay app, click around, and when you decide to upload money to play and get into the action, use promo code JGC for a 100% deposit match for up to $250. You put in $20, they will give you 20 more. Download the Wanna Parlay app, use promo code JGC, and let's play the world's richest parlay today. You must be 18 years old or older to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER today.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you with 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank, Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Feel better, recover faster, and relax deeper, all from home. Infrared saunas from Good Health Saunas use safe, radiant heat that warms your body from the inside out, helping flush toxins, improve circulation, and melt away your stress. Hey, it's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee. I've had my Good Health Sauna for a few years now, and I use it almost every day. My skin's clearer, I sleep better, and I feel amazing. Stop by the Good Health Sauna showroom in Waukesha to see the models in person, or visit goodhealthsaunas.com/Jen.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
Shorter days don't have to be so dismal. It's time to reach out and check in on those you care about and to remind ourselves that we are not alone. This month, don't wait to reach out. Whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out to a therapist yourself, BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That's keyword timeout after calling pound 250.
This holiday season, trade the hustle and bustle for a lakeside retreat just a short drive from the city at Lake Lawn Resort. With an award-winning spa, special events all month long, like our Taylor Swift experience, our annual Thanksgiving feast, and of course, the kickoff to our Breakfast with Santa brunch. Be sure to make time with family, friends, or that special someone. Lake Lawn Resort has everything you need to create cherished memories and relive stories of old. Book your holiday escape today at Lake Lawn Resort, where the spirit of the season comes to life and everything truly is better at the lake.
You ever wake up with a sore throat, feeling a little off, and you know you're getting sick? Well, getting sick and going on the IL isn't an option, especially for me when I'm traveling for work. You can try to see a doctor, well, good luck there, or go sit for hours in an urgent care. Nope. That's why you need a medical emergency kit. This isn't some cheap first aid kit, okay? Your medical emergency kit comes packed with doctor-prescribed meds. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right there in your home. If you're coming down with the flu, bam, here's your Z-Pack. You've got gastrointestinal issues, here's your Bactrim. From Z-Pack to ivermectin, amoxicillin, and doxycycline to treat strep, pneumonia, sinus infections, UTIs, COVID, and more. It's all right there in your kit. Just match your symptoms to the guide or talk with their telehealth doc. No doctor waiting rooms, no pharmacy lines. Order online in minutes and get $50 off with code SPORTS at urgentcarekit.com/sports. Get yours now at urgentcarekit.com/sports, promo code SPORTS.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Love, Jacobs, McKinney, Golden, and now Micah Parsons? This year's gonna be fun. Now's the time to set a game plan for your Green Bay and Wisconsin pigskin parties. This is Marie from Discount Liquor. We are your football party beverage headquarters. Whether you need an ice-cold keg, a bottle of your favorite wine, a unique craft brew, or hard-to-find liquor, we have everything you need, all at the lowest prices in town. Come see us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow in Maine in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store again.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
Wherever you're tailgating, we'll get you all set up with your favorite beverages. We're open daily 9 to 9 and Sundays 10 to 2. See all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
Discount Liquor.
Did you know Professional Construction Inc. has an in-house team of interior designers? We're excited to bring our expertise to you with our brand new virtual interior design program. Maybe you're not ready for a full construction project, but you are ready to refresh that outdated room. Our PCI design team creates stunning photorealistic renderings, a mood board, and a curated shopping list, all delivered to you in just days.
For all your construction and design needs,
visit professionalconstructioninc.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What's the one thing you say almost weekly here on the show?
Less eat.
Try again.
I don't know.
What's the one thing you've got?
Big boobs.
You've got time.
Oh, time.
You've got time.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
We got there.
I needed a few more hints.
Yeah.
What?
You put you in a... That's Dave's fault.
On 94.5 ESPN.
This November, BetterHelp is encouraging everyone to reach out, check on your friends, reconnect with loved ones, and remind the people in your life that you are there. And you know what? They'll probably remind you that they are there as well. BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct. They're fully licensed in the United States. If you are in a situation where you are feeling like you're stuck or you're struggling or life's challenges have just felt overwhelming lately, BetterHelp can help. 30,000 therapists. They're one of the world's largest online therapy platforms, having served more than 5 million people globally, and their rating on the App Store is a 4.9 out of 5 for a live session. Don't wait to reach out. If you're struggling, this can help. BetterHelp says you should just call them at pound 250. That's pound 250. Say the keyword timeout, and you'll get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp. Wilde and Tausch is next on ESPN Milwaukee. I'm sure it will be a very uplifting and rewarding and celebratory. Just kidding. Listen anyway.
Still have a headache on 41. On the northbound side, the right lane is still blocked just north of